Oh, good morning, good morning. Didn't even realize I was already live. Thank you, Lord, for a new day to trade, and this is not financial advice. So I heard it's been a very slow 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. I took one trade here on PW from 129 to already forgot, I think 117. Got out a little before VWAP, but that's the only trade I have taken today. So see if there's any 7 o'clock pops right now. Got my trade ideas pulled up. See if I see anything. Let me know if y'all see something. Got out of PW too early as usual. But it was kind of on an uptrend, so I thought it might keep going up, but let's see. We get something new. Couldn't find much on PW either, so yeah, I hate when we don't get a 7 o'clock pop. I hope we get something. Wow, PW's pushing back up. So I'll probably play this one at um if it gets back up to like 129 or something. Might not push all the way back up there again, but I don't want to get in too early, so I'll wait. It kind of feels like, especially since it's after 7 right now, this might be where it's trying to top out at. But I'm gonna make it push a little higher before I get in it. But good morning, guys. See y'all. Appreciate the likes and the subs and all that good stuff. So it looks like it's going to be another slower. Wolf is pushing up a little bit. I don't know if I really want it though. Going slow. Yeah, I'll pass on this one. It could flush back down here, but ooh, now it's pushing. But I'm probably going to pass on it. Maybe if it gets close to 4. What's the market? Is this a big one? I forget. I think it's bigger, but not big. Let's see. Yeah, 944 market cap, 944 million. So little, it exceeds my criteria. So I'll probably pass on it unless I just see it just make a drastic move up. And what I mean by drastic move is like maybe up to 420, something like that in one candle. I know it might correct, but since it's a bigger market cap, I'm probably going to leave it alone. AEHL as well. Man, I didn't have hardly any time to trade yesterday. Oh, we're getting a Again, we are getting a little push, aren't we? Oh, I like this level. Dang, good call, Joey. I just wasn't ready for it. I would have loved to snuck an order in around 350, 348, something like that. Yeah, I thought about the Focus. I was like, yeah, I bet it's going to be a slow day. But again, not financial advice, educational purposes only. Not saying to go in blindly, but I would be surprised if we really see an intense runner on the day too because of that. So I'm gonna try to get into some positions because I'm just not very confident the liquidity is going to be in the market to really push one of these to make it like run super hard. So I might I don't know. We'll see what setups we get, but I'm not gonna be afraid to add a little size on good setups today if we see it. So oh, I'm gonna get a little spot here now. I'm gonna get a little stab at AEHL. I'll play it tight. Good risk versus reward. If it breaks a new high, I'll just get out. So I'm in it. Again, not huge expectations for this one, but I'll test the top. It's already one. We'll count this one, two, three different times tried to break over 350 and seems to have struggled. So, oh, that makes sense. Look at this from yesterday. It broke over the 200, but y'all have heard me talk about this all the time. It's hard for these to close over the 200, and we got a very similar story. 200 SMA, we got a very similar story yesterday. So pushed past it, but they struggle to close above the 200 sometimes. And since it is a holiday, this would be a nice one to try to hold. I said that yesterday, and I'm glad I did close out because I don't know if y'all remember, I closed out somewhere in this area, but I might, depending on this move right here, I might have to cut it actually. So we are at 360. I'll see what if the candle closes. I'm in small, but it's not very liquid. That's the problem too. So if a little bit of volume comes in, it could send it. So I'm getting out. I'm out. Jeez, that one started pushing quick. Might re-enter if it gets closer to 4, but that made me a little red on the day. Yeah, because I only made a couple like 120 bucks on WOOF, so now I'm down a little bit, but that's all good. Down like 20 bucks. Because I only entered 500 shares. I'm kind of glad I did. Not really sure why it's pushing, but if it gets up to 4, what was those other spots on the chart? Maybe 420. I really don't like these multi-day runners, but this one's got to give out at some point. 440. I wonder what day it is, but these things can run and be a little unpredictable, so not guaranteed it's over. Yeah, volume's very low. But all good. I played it small, so it did take off take out my what was it? Now WOOF is pushing too. Look at it. But it did take out my small little win for PW. All I've traded was 1,000 shares from 129 to 117, so I made 120 bucks on it, but nothing much. I really just want a solid PR pump because, like I said, I have a hard time believing there's going to be that many runners today. There's not going to be a lot of liquidity in the market, so I already told myself if there's a good pop, and since there's one less day this week, to maybe add a little more size than usual because I think the majority of things are going to fade today, but it still needs to be a good setup. So I'm not going to just blindly add size, but if I see something I like this morning, because I don't think there's going to be a ton of opportunities. My strategy of playing like smaller multiple tickers works when there's a lot of tickers moving, but in these slower markets, kind of got to add a little size. WOOF looks like it flushed. Picked the wrong one. What's PW doing? Never got back up to 129. Yeah, I feel like it might be getting ready to head down here. Let's see. But long story short, not much to choose from. AEHL only has 1 million shares traded now. Wolf, not even 500,000. PW actually has 11 million shares, but I'd like to see it push up a little bit more before I get in it. I think I'm gonna add my 500 shares back here at 380. I'm gonna get back in with AEHL. I'm just gonna try it. It's hesitating right here. I'm just gonna try it since it's small. But actually, I'm gonna add 1,000 if I can get the feel. Still only in 500, but thinking about adding 1,000 if it pushes up to 385. Yeah, 385 or 389. I'll put it at 389. How about that? But still don't really love the setup, but this is kind of an extended move now with these few green candles. But not much to choose from. Okay, so now I'm in 1,000. If it breaks a new high, I'll probably just cut again. And then I might just leave this one alone. I want to see if it flushes back to reality a little bit. But yeah, there hasn't been a lot of momentum behind these PRs early, which is unfortunate. It's heavily rigged. Yeah, most of these are. Most of these are. And we like to talk about the rigged. I know in the group, there was one day, a couple days ago, we really dug into rig, but honestly, the rigging helps us more than it hurts us. You just got to be aware of it. I think longs get hurt by rigs more than shorts do. It's just like you gotta be aware of it. Happens on both sides. There we go. A little flush on it. But I want to see it at least drop just 350, and I might trim 500 there and see if it falls back. Well, I'll probably trim it all, honestly. It might bounce here, so maybe trim half and then just hold half. I don't know. We'll see what the price action looks like, but yeah, my first exit's going to be around 350, and then if I have to stop out, I have to stop out. All good. But yeah, I do think you're right. I think there's probably some manipulation with this one. From day one, it's been a little sketch. And it might bust through here without anything else moving. So just planning to cover if I need to. Kind of why I'm trading it relatively light too. Low confidence in this play, but I wanted to try it. I think there's a good chance it does flush or I wouldn't have gotten in it, but just not a super high confidence play. So try to keep my stop pretty tight on it. But yeah, I didn't get to trade much yesterday, but CETY, I was looking at it at they gave so many opportunities yesterday. My goodness. And now AEHL is pushing up, breaking new highs. Probably just avoid this one if it closes above here. But CETY, I'm gonna let it see if it closes above 4. I might actually add it 4. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll add a little at 4, make it prove it, and if not, I'm just gonna cut it. And locates went up on it a little bit. So 398. Put an order. CETY, I had an order too, right up here at 240, right when I woke up shortly after 6 to try to play this VWAP, and it got all the way up to 239. And that's usually why I don't enter at the 40. You know, y'all see me do 238, 239, whatever. And I wish I would have done it this one because I think there's a good chance this one just is a slow fade today. There might be an opportunity if it pops to 260. Who knows? Even retest highs. This one was kind of sketchy yesterday too. It was a beautiful scalping one though. I mean, like just huge pushes, huge flushes. I caught a couple of them, but I was very distracted with work yesterday, so I didn't take advantage of this ticker. Um, and now AEHL is, I see your comments, CJet. I'm going to see what AEHL does here, and then I might pull up CJet. I remember it being a pretty low float, though. Oh, it's pushing, though. It is pushing. Only thing I'm nervous about this one is the float's kind of tiny, but you know what? I might try it. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some locates if they're not outrageous. But I do think this float is pretty small. Yeah, it is. Might let it push a little bit more. So I'm back in the money with AEHL, probably because of C-Jet's push. But I got a little stab in C-Jet. But again, playing it small, this is not the one I love this move. It's a very typical, I mean, the moves I like, but this one's float is kind of small, so I'm gonna be a little cautious with it. Sometimes that's enough for these to pump by themselves. People like getting these low floats and send them, but I'm gonna see if it falls. Try to hold this one a little bit. Not the best entry, 161. Now AEHL is pushing against me, so if it closes above 4 here, and then I'll probably cut it. Oh, a candle just closed, so yeah, I'm getting out of this one. Now we have these levels right here, so I'm just gonna trim down. Dang, this one's hit me pretty hard though, so I'm down about 500 on it, so I'll have to make up somewhere for this one. Haven't trimmed out yet. I'm still in my full. I want to see what it does here, but probably gonna have to cut this one. Let me get this one and C-Jet pulled up. There we go. At least C-Jet's flushing a little bit. I only enter 1,000 shares on it, but need a decent flush to make up for AEHL. Still holding C-Jet. Probably will try to hold it for a full flush, and if I miss it, I miss. You know, if it reverses on me, it is what it is. Looks like today might be one of those days where I make more money intraday anyways. It's kind of been the theme lately. But there's a lot of reasons for me to already have stopped out of this one, but I'm going to roll the dice a little bit with it. I still just have a hard time believing it's going to keep pushing. So I'm going to stay in it a little bit longer. Because it still hasn't technically closed above 4. I think it's probably going to do it on this candle, but I just don't want to see it break, keep breaking new highs. That's the main thing. Yeah, that's a good way to, that's a good spot. 430, 440 probably. I'm probably going to let it play some. Maybe if it breaks a new high, trim out 1,000, because I'm in 2,000 shares now, and see if it can push over 450. If it pushes over 450 and hold, I'm definitely going to just probably give it a call it, because that's the problem you get into. And it looks like we might close under 4 here. Let's see, because I like these levels, so I'm probably going to hold to this. And then I like, you know, then the battle you got to have with yourself is, okay, 450, $5 psychological level is not that far, but from 4 to 5, I'll have to trim way, way, way down. So I can't hold through all that. I'll be too down on the position. But I'm probably just going to play it to 430s, 440s. There's little levels I marked on the chart. And if it holds over that, it holds over that. I'll cut it. But there is a little resistance right here and right here too. So it's just, we'll see what happens with it. CJ, appreciate the call. See if it just keeps flushing. This one's offsetting AEHL a little bit. There we go. Let's go. Y'all know I have a hard time holding, so I trimmed 500 here at 136, and I'll just hold the rest. Now AEH is going out in my favor, so I'm really not down too bad on this one now, so good deal. See if we get a icing on the cake would be like a 730 pop. Obviously, I'm not claiming victory yet. This is a small red candle, but I just like when it's not constantly pushing against me. So if we dance in this 380, $4 area, I'm cool with that for a little bit. And honestly, if we get back to VWAP, I might trim out of 1,000, just get back to 1,000. So I'll take a small loss on it, but I'll get my size, at half of what it is, since my confidence in this play isn't what it was. Yeah, insiders own a big part of AEHL. Yeah, I remember that from a few days ago when it popped. Yeah, I don't look at the shares that's short typically, but I'm sure it is relevant. Just so much to look at with these tickers. I pick like a few things to like focus on mainly. So let's see if we push back above 4. I trimmed 500 at no, it didn't get filled. Never mind. So I'm still in the 2,000. But now that we're back in the 390s, I'm gonna trim 500 here, 395. I'm still down $248 in this position, nothing crazy. So I just got it down to 1,500 shares now. So if it does push, I can add another 500 up here without adding too much size. Maybe I should have got out of 1,000 there because now it's pushing back up, but it's a manageable position, so all good. So fingers crossed for PR. That'd be nice. I didn't realize I wasn't on camera today. I know y'all probably don't care, but I just saw it. And CJet still falling. Carlos, appreciate you, bro. It's a good call. Probably should have, in a hot market, I would have avoided this with the low float. But again, it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this and what Foco said. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of. You always got to be cautious with plays running against you. Look at what AEHL is doing. This one's probably more manipulation, but I think we're going to see a lot of these just pushes that don't last. And I'm going to get out here at 129, by the way. Could it fall to 120? Yeah, probably, but this is hard for me to hold much longer than this. Okay, I got out of 1,000 shares with AEHL, basically break even or small loss, not break even, but very small. So I'm only in 500 shares now. So survived it. So back to net positive because of CJET and a little win from PW, but been more in survive mode this morning with AEHL. So maybe I should just go ahead and get out of all of it. It could bounce here, but since 730s right now, I'm gonna see if there's something to distract. Or I don't even know if that was a distraction. Who knows? I'm not really seeing any 730 movers. Jeez, this market's brutal, man. Funny, it's made me dial in my intraday game though. Like I feel like a beast intraday now. Like when I have time to trade, because I've kind of had to be to make money. Because pre-market with my strategy, small and a bunch of little trades. If I don't have the bunch of little trades, it's a little hard to hit the numbers I want. So looks like it'll be another one of those days. I was talking to Colin last night. Called him on the phone and we were talking. He was very surprised. Okay, AMBR is pushing. I don't know if this is a new one. AMBR. Let me do some research on this one. I don't know what's going on with it, but I do kind of like this congested area right here. So I'm gonna grab locates while I do some due diligence. Might throw a few shares at it because again, going back to what I was saying, guys, I don't think things are gonna push too hard today. It's not an excuse to get reckless, but I'm gonna try to play what the market gives me today. AMBR. The float looks decent. Market cap's a little over 100, a little bigger than I prefer, but nothing crazy. So I'm in it. That's small, or 1,000 shares, nothing crazy. Because again, it's far from an A setup. I'm just seeing it moving. There's a little bit of levels here, but it's not a lot to flush to because it's not up that much. Yeah, I don't really like it as much as I originally did, so I'm probably going to take profits quick on this one. I already took a little at 197. I'm only in 500 shares now. Kind of forced this one. There's not really a lot to like about this one, to be honest. I'm glad I did because now it's pushing a little bit. So I'm only in 500. I don't see where it goes. And I might scale in. This might not be a bad spot, 220. So I'll have an order. My other 500 that I took like a 3 cent, maybe 5 cent profit on. I'll add them back at 119 if it gets there, or 219. Oh, AEHL. So now I'm in the money with this one. How the tables have turned. So I'm gonna probably hold. Unfortunately, I was in defense mode, so I got out of basically all my shares at 389, 388, something like that. So in small, therefore I'm just gonna let it just keep falling. But it's nice to be on the green side of this trade now. I guess a little bit of money rotation there with potentially AMBR. But yeah, 500 shares. Well, it might be a. Did I get filled there? Let's see. Yeah, I did get filled there. So now I'm at 1,000 shares. Again, I had my 219 fill. Now that I got some time, I'm gonna do a little due diligence on it. See what this story is. It looks like a fundamentally decent company. No cash needs. Floats about 15 million. Looks like there might be some earnings news is why it's moving. So with floats this big, oh, I'm back in the money. I want to, again, I just don't love this ticker that much. So I'm actually thinking about getting out here in the low twos. Yeah, I'm out of it. So I got out here at VWAP, maybe made 80 bucks on it. Nothing crazy at all. It's more that this is just a way for me to bail. I don't love it. Between the earnings news, I don't feel like looking at what the earnings are. It's over 100 million market cap. So if the earnings news was decent, it could just slowly push up because that's what these earnings play will do sometimes. So I'm just out of it. No Lambo, but I did more due diligence and I don't love the play. So I like for him to be a little bit fundamentally more crappy than this one. It's all green on AskEdgar. So I'll probably just avoid it. And this is why commission-free trading is very important for me, obviously, because I'm in and out of these tickers quite a bit. So just, I know some of y'all have to pay for each entry exit or sometimes a significant fee up to like $30 and crap for some of these brokers. So I get everyone, it's not ideal for everyone, but that's kind of how I trade. If my thesis changes, I'm just going to get out and not force it. Because I get in them pretty quick, you know, because I want to catch just in case it just dies like CJET. You know what I mean? If I would have done a ton of research, I might have missed that move. So it's a double-edged sword. But I just try to be honest with y'all how I do it. Ooh, 50 million repurchase? Yeah, that's pretty solid news. Man, I wish I would have added more size to CJET though, but I wouldn't have dared because it was, you know, less, it's a nano float, but that would have been a one because I ended up catching a 30-40 cent flush on it. About 30. Yeah. Yeah, and again, guys, like not to sound unappreciative or ungrateful, I'm green and I'm happy about it, but it's like, man, for the amount of trades I've taken already this morning, at least 3 or 4, like I'm not very happy with where I'm at, but we'll hopefully find some more plays. I saw your comment pre-fader. Are you going to do more monthly reviews like August on YouTube? Bro, I want to do a monthly review every month. More just like a time crunch. And I don't know if you're on here, so I'll respond to the it's if I mean, I know we all have busy lives, but I get myself into so much, so it's hard to make time for YouTube and recaps and stuff like that. But 2026, I already got a game plan with my W2, so that'll be, I don't want to say too much in case they are watching, but I don't think I will have a W2 for a very extended time. Let's just say that. Short-term changes coming with that. So hopefully I can focus more on trading and stuff. I make more from trading, but it is nice having that fallback, especially when I have like crazy amount of debt with real estate, obviously. It's nice to SPRC. Nice to always know you got a paycheck coming in, even if some things go sideways. SPRC pushing. But yeah, long story short, I'm gonna try to if you're on. I probably miss the initial move, but if it gets close to 320 again, that's about where it went to. I'm gonna get in. So I'm gonna go and grab some locates though, just in case. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm in. So let me do some research on it just in case this one starts running. Okay, SPRC, very low float, 2 million. So I only entered 500 shares on it because of that. But I still like it. And I'll look at the news here in a second, see what's going on with it as it pushes. Let's go. Oh, no more shares available. That's not a good sign. So I might have to stay pretty close to this one. Okay, there we go. I'm in the money now because I got a pretty good entry, 339. But I'm going to just be patient with this one, see what it does. Unfortunately, I can't get any more locates on it, though. But I'm in. Oh, I said I was in 500. I had to order at 348, so I'm in 1,000 now. So that's why I'm in the money. So in the money about 180 now, 200 bucks. So I know you're. So let's see. Trying to hold it, not just jump out real quick. I trimmed a little at 306, so I'm only in 500 shares now, but I would really like to see if I can catch more of a flush on it. There's not a lot running, so oh, it's patent news. I love short and patent news. Y'all don't hear me get to talk about this much, but patent news always fades. The kicker here is it's 2 million float. 1.9 is what I'm seeing. Tell me if y'all see anything different. And that's enough to get people to jump into this one and push it, and there's no locate. So yeah, I'm seeing 1.62 on FinViz. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. But again, this isn't the one to add size to. There's the red flag, low float, and can't get more locate. So got to give what the market gives me. So I'm just going to hold on to these 500 to see if they flush. Historically, patent news is a beautiful one to flush or to short because it usually just flushes. Like you get that weird little initial pop where everybody's like, oh, this is the next big thing, and then it usually dies off. But with this one being a tiny float, let's see what happens. But I'm gonna hold on to these last 500. I got a killer average though, but it makes sense why my average is 339 now because I got that 348 fill. I was like, how did I get that average? There we go. Busted through 3. Let's see if we can hold under 3. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I think that's the strategy because I've been trying to hold them more. And y'all can tell, y'all see as I grow as a trader, especially the OGs, how I've changed a lot as a trader. But it's really, and I like to be honest with y'all, it's really hard for me to hold some of these and not take profit. So me taking a little profit initially and then still holding about half my size, it's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. So I like that. Unfortunately, when things heat up, that's why I started scalping more. The OGs probably remember people were reaching out like, bro, you're killing it, but you're probably holding some of these too long because in the hot markets they reverse. So kind of became more of a scalper because if I look at beginning of the year, my average holds were like 6 or 7%. Now they're most months my average gainers is only like 4%. So I'm almost at half of what I used to hold for like the full position. but I'm gonna just hold on to this one. See if it flushes. AEHL, I'm in the money with this one too now. I still kind of have a little bit of trust issues with this one, but I'm in it so small that I don't really care. I mean, I care, but like if it goes against me, it's not the end of the world. I was in 2,000 shares, now I'm in 500, so a lot more peace of mind, and I'm green in it. So I was down 2,000 shares, and now I'm up a little green. So I'm just gonna kind of keep this one in the background. Oh, let's go. Let's go. It's amazing what that P&L does when you hold though, like because it equals like multiple wins. You know what I mean? If I'm scalping like 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, but if I hold like I'm up 50 cents on this move. Just really makes a difference. So the point is I'm gonna try to start incorporating that more. And that was a tip that the pat news, I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys. We don't see a lot of it. I don't know why. I feel like I used to see way more pat news, but pat news historically it flushes. Like it when's the last time you seen something run all day or multi-day on pat news? Think about that. When is the top gainer pushed, you know, all day that was a pat news? I can't remember last time that happened. So just a little FYI, it usually doesn't hold. Yeah, I'm seeing y'all's comments about the low float. Yeah, that's the only reason I didn't bet the farm on this one. I love patent news, so and I couldn't get any more shares, so but yeah, the float's a little small, so I adapted my only 3,000 or only entered 1,000 shares on it because of that. So if this would have been about like 8 million float, 9 million, and there were plenty of locates, I would. This was the one I would have added size to. I put half the farm on. Let's go, Jelani. Let Bro, I'm starting to sound like a fanboy of yours, bro. But I've seen people like you come in and already just like grow super quick. Like your ceiling's off the charts, bro. I'm excited to see where you end up. You're gonna have a record month this month too, probably, aren't you? In this trash slow market. I'm actually gonna add my other. I'm tempted to add the other ones. Um, here at VWAP. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm tempted to add just because the low float is making me a little skittish. Because it's always the great equalizer. You know what I mean? Like if the float's so small, people just pump it regardless of anything else. So I'm at last month right now, maybe just above. Not bad, bro. But yeah, we gotta, and we'll talk about it in the group. But we gotta have our end of month recap call. Last one was probably the more underwhelming one. I'll admit I wasn't super prepared for it. And I usually like to reach out to a couple people so they can talk through things. So um, we got to plan when to do that around the holidays. I just thought of that. I might release a poll later and let y'all vote when we should have the next end of month recap call. I don't know what made me think of that, but the bull trap on AEHL. Oh wow, I did try to flirt with 4 a little bit. I really probably should have trimmed some down here at 270s. I was up quite a bit, but again, I'm gonna be patient with it. not concerned, but I'm just like, man, I probably should have took some there because I could have re-entered here at VWAP, but hindsight's 2020. It's always easier to make these calls afterwards. But I secured some, so I'm just gonna let it play out and see. But like I said, the only thing that's a little iffy with this one is just because it's low float. So some of y'all are seeing 500K float on platforms, so other people are seeing that. Regardless if it's true or not, people are seeing that. So they might try to jump in and push it, but still 20 cents in the money, but it's disappearing quick. Look at it. It's back up to 330. If I had some locates, I'd be slamming this thing right now, though. Nice little recovery on it, though. I still believe it's probably not going to sustain, but I keep checking to see if some locates magically appear, but they're not. And if they did, TradeZero would probably charge a lot for them. But yeah, so that's a little bit of a red flag when you can't get locates. AEHL. Still kind of, yeah, I'm just going to keep holding these 500. Just check every few minutes, make sure it's not running against me. Maybe I'll set the mature thing would be to set an alert so I don't check and it's at $5. So I'm just going to do that. I've seen locates available the whole time. Really? Which says error 11, no shares available. Please try again for me. Weird. Yeah, if I had them, I would be adding them. I think it's gonna fail here, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe it's about to rip on me. I don't know. Back and forth with the farm. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. That's all good. That's all good. Can't get rattled by things I can't control. But I would like to, and this is why it's sometimes good to have a backup broker too. I don't do this, but I've heard of other people doing this. Like, the Friendly Bear mentioned it once, and this other trader that I forget what his name is. He's not that, but he keeps a backup because he'll compare locate prices and stuff between two brokers. It's a little intense, but it would be nice to have one that you could, if you couldn't get locates on one, you can check another one. Because again, confidence pretty high with his patent news, but we'll see. Since it's a baby float, it might push a little bit. Because it's not typical patent news too. It's like they're acquiring like a treasury of patents. So it's a bunch of patents. So maybe this one might. Well, here it goes. This one might respond a little differently, but typically patent news doesn't do too hot. or doesn't hold. Yeah, I still can't get locates on it. Weird. Well, I guess it's not that weird. It makes the weird part is that you can, because it is a low float. So it's typical for these low floats to run out of shares to short. Because contrary to what all the longs say about us sketchy short sellers, and we creating shares out of thin air, like institutions probably do that, but like this is proof right here. Like, no, we're not getting an infinite amount of shares to short. Like, there's none available. Or at least for me, unless you're BG, you got that special access. Yeah, TradeZero does have usually. I agree, Neith. They have they're very fair with their locates, and if they can't get them, usually nobody else can get them. But why are y'all able to get them and I can't? I'm gonna log in and log back out because that's wild. You have too many. I wish. Yeah, everybody has locates, but me, well. Because like right at 8 o'clock, if we were to get some good news or a decent PR, and that's when the low floats come in our. So when they're running against you, low floats are dangerous for shorts. But when money rotates away and people jump out of it, that's when the benefits of shorting a low float. So like you hear about the downside of shorting low float. Yeah, I still can't get them, but oh well. Um, Again, not gonna get upset about things I can't control. It is what it is. So, but the benefit of these low floats is when the money rotations come and people close to chase something else shiny, and they flush quickly. But yeah, I like that 330 to 350 area. I would have been slamming that one probably, but it's easy to say that now. Maybe I would have had a change of heart, but it's flushing now. Let's go, guys. Hope y'all were able to add to it. Y'all know I can't give financial advice, nor am I trying to, but I have definitely seen these usually flush. So let's see how it ends. Regardless if it flushes or not, look at these wide candle moves. Like even if it doesn't go back to 250, like this is a scalper's dream or short scalper's dream. Like that was just a 40. That was almost a 45, 50 cents candle, red candle right there from 342 to 297. Yeah, 45 cent, just nasty little flush. Good morning, good morning. Filthy trades, bro. Me and Colin called last night. I called him, and we were talking about your nine. The how we are disappointed in ourselves for not noticing that. I don't trade on the 1 minute hardly, but it was very interesting to see how you never took profit because it never broke above the 9, and you were able to ride down most of the moves. So appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do, but uh-oh, AEHL pushing back up. What in the world? I'm glad I did set. I might add here though, because this thing is looking weak now. There we go. I'm about to add some, especially with it at 8 o'clock. This is my favorite time to add. This one's very manipulated probably, but I'm rolling the dice. So instead of having CJET up, I'll have SPRC up. SPRC. Okay. I really want some money rotation now. We got AEHL popping. SPRC is trying to hang on for its dear life. Since I can't add anymore, I might take profit next time it gets close to 3 on SPRC because like I want to hold, but I'm not gonna stop scalping. So like I've already me holding this time has actually cost me money because I would have got out at 3, would have got back in, would have got in at 3, potentially get back in. So that's kind of the downside. I always like to leave some shares available so I can scalp.
PW.
So if it gets back down to 3, I might jump out of it though. If we don't get like, a complete flush or some solid money rotation. Let me know if y'all see anything. I added 1,500 shares of AEHL, which isn't that big, but it definitely helped my average now, or my position now that it's flushing. Oh, never mind. I'm only in 1,028. Only so I had another 500 shares that only 28 of them got filled. Dang. Oh well. Dang, that would have been a nice add too, because I was at 401. But all good. All good. Yeah, I'm not catching a lot of breaks today, but that's all good. How it be sometimes. But yeah, SPRC's been a beauty. I know it's still hanging in there, but these ranges of moves is impressive though. There we go, AEHL. Back in that same conversation I had yesterday with AEHL, whenever I was thinking about holding it in pre-market, kind of having that same conversation today is like, do I hold these? Because this has high potential for a flush today, but I'll probably scalp this one since it's still kind of like in this uptrend. This probably isn't the one to hold. It's more of these little quick pops, but I'm gonna hold it at least for a little bit longer. So yeah, it doesn't look like we got any money rotation this time, unfortunately, but that's part of the slow market we're in. We can't lean or depend on that edge. So we got to make sure we don't depend on getting bailed out. Still get good entries, still not force trades because we are not getting bailed out as often recently. But anyways, I'll be right back since there's no 8 o'clock money rotation. There might be. There's still PRs that come out 8:05, 8:10, 8:15, whatever. It's just not as many. The big times like 8, 8:30, 9, 7, 7:30. That's when most of the PRs come out. So there's still potential for a distraction. But I'm gonna run downstairs for like 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. Oh man, these SPRC retests are teasing me. My God. Oh, let me get locates this time. No, so this time it's going to rip, but we're going to try it. Cool. That was. Uh-oh. Gotta plug my computer in. But anyways, yeah, I'm in it a little heavier now, and if it gets back up to 339. Let me do 338. If it gets back to 338, I'm adding a decent more size. And I'll just stay close to it. If it starts to break a new high of this move, I guess meaning like 342-ish, I might have to trim out. But again, I think if this wasn't such a tiny float, it would already have died, but it might still stick around until something else steals attention, just because these are easier to pump or run, you know what I mean, with these tiny floats. Is Ross in this one? Never short a multi-day runner like AEHL. There's always someone with big capital. Got it. Anybody know if Ross is in this one? Is this meet his criteria? All y'all embarrassed to say anything because I always make fun of y'all. He is not. Man, I wish it would go up, hit that 339 or 338, wherever I put it, and just finally flush. But you gotta be patient with these. Let me know if y'all have any questions, but y'all know the game plan. Yeah, the longer this one hangs out, the less I like it, but still not like that concerned, but would like to see it get a little flush down. It's hanging out this area a little too long. And I have my first exit on AEHL sitting right at 630. Maybe I need to move it up to 6. Yeah, I'm gonna move it up to 365, but it's currently at like 361. I'm gonna move it up to 365, and then I'm gonna see if I can hold maybe 500 to see if it comes back to 3. So these are the only two plays I'm in. If you just hopped on, AEHL, SPRC, I would say medium confidence on AEHL and higher confidence on SPRC, but the kicker is the low float. So all it takes is a moon market or somebody like that to send this, since it's so tiny. The float, I mean. ENLV, that's what he's watching. ENLV. If he enters this, there ain't no liquidity on this one. Man, I had my order at 338. It just pushed to 337. But again, it might get there. I might regret it because it might push to 350 here shortly. But missed the fill by a penny though. I had 1,000 shares waiting there. But I'm bad at, I mean, I got more size right now. So obviously I'd like to add more size to it, but at least I'm a little bigger than I was earlier. SPRC back in the 3 teens. I trimmed a little at 318. I got a little impatient. I was begging to get back in it, and I barely rode those additional shares out. But got out at 317, just in case it wants to bounce here at the 9. But I'm still backing those original 500. I'm going to let them just hang out. I added him back. I know y'all probably think I'm wild for that, but I added him back because I think we might flush a little here. So got out at 318, got back at 317. There we go. If we get back to 317, 318, I might just take him back out. I don't know. So I can add him at a higher amount. So let's see. If it gets back to 318, I'm just going to close it. And then add it if it gets back up to like the 330, 335 or something. That way I can like catch the flush if it does flush, but if my call is wrong on this one, I'll just get out where I just added those. But there might not be a decent flush until we get a distraction, unfortunately. This one's hung around so long and it's 18 million shares, but here we go. We're getting it now. A little flush. So I might trim in the low threes though, a little bit. If it does like drop a little bit more. Okay. So I'm out. I added those 500 back at 317, got out at 305. Not much size, so it really didn't make that much of a difference, but it was a fun little play. And I'm actually completely out of SPRC, so I'm done. If I miss the whole flush, I miss the whole flush. I've been in it for a long time. AEHL is flushing now, so I might trim some here too. This ended up turning to be a pretty good green play for me. So, because it's where I think it might bounce some. At the tops of these, so of these previous wicks. So I'm out of my full position with AEHL. I know I changed my game plan. I said I was just going to take profit here, but it's getting closer to 830. Yeah, 877 on the morning now. Nothing crazy, but you know, I mean, for the size I'm trading and for what we've been given, I guess it's not that bad. Would like to see more, but happy to be green. J Money. Oh god, I just saw your comment. Yeah, backside makes me so I got to get more comfortable at it. But I haven't really studied it much. Y'all, honestly, a lot of y'all in the group are better at it. But I had to learn a little bit in this summer. My front side showed its flaws when things were hot. KALA, is that a new? No, that one's been pumping. But now that I'm out of both these positions, at least if SPRC bounces again, it won't be stressful. I can just add my size back. But there is a chance I miss a nasty flush on it. But the problem is just no distractions right now. So it might hang in there a little bit. Interesting. So now SPRC is stuck under the 9 a.m. 9, the 1 minute. We were just talking about it in the Discord yesterday. Let's see if it stays under there. Let's go. Just trading. Got AEHL from 4 to 370. Now that's a 30-cent move, bro. Good job. CETY. This one's going to be interesting. I bet it gives us a pop at some point. I'll be looking at this one at market open potentially. Again, y'all know I have a love-hate relationship with these multi-day runners. Second day, I don't mind. Third day makes me a little nervous because the way they typically work, most y'all know this, like maybe not the multi-day runners, but these ones that make these intense moves, and then the second day they don't give it back. They kind of just fade down or sideways. The third day they tend to pop again. But today, if it, I'm not as like too concerned with it. It has honored the 200, as you can see on the chart. But if it makes a decent pop towards like 250, 260, I might look for an entry, and definitely if it gets up here closer to 3, but it'll be on my radar today. Because like it could just even fade from here and not give a pop, but again, I like to make sure my averages, because I do sometimes, I wouldn't say have wide losses by a lot of people's definitions. I do, but not by mine, especially compared to historically. But so I like to make sure I get a decent entry so I can probably let it play some. So I'm gonna wait, make sure get a decent pop on it before I consider playing it though. Yeah, SPRC isn't putting up much of a fight to get back above VWAP. So previously it kind of bounced back above VWAP pretty quickly once it fell. So let's see what it does this time. Thoughts on AMBR? Yeah, with this one being an earnings play and over 100 million market cap, not my favorite. Oh yeah, this is why, because they keep doing things like this. They're grinding up. So yeah, not super interested in this one, unless I see just like if we were at like this spot on the chart, you see where this has previous support, that might turn into some resistance. Might have to stroke, and a lot of times they don't just stop running here and then they die. Like that's why I became more of a scalper, because a lot of times when they approach these levels, they might go to 350, then it might pull back to 3, then make its next move up. So I'm not saying it's going to fail at these levels. It's more just opportunities to play them. But right here, I maybe 280, $3, but I'm probably leave it alone since it's earning news, and I don't really feel like digging into why it's moving. 100 million market cap isn't that bad though. Like they don't grind up as much as like the 800 million, a billion, whatever, but this one doesn't look like it's giving much back, so I'll probably sit on the sideline. Again, not saying it's not going to flush, but I just feel like this might be one that I would regret getting in. And then I would just have to manage it. Because when I looked up AMBR, the fundamentals are great. It's all green. 15 million float. Country is SG, Singapore. I know that's different from China, but Singapore, sometimes their tickers are a little sketchy too. So yeah, there's just not a lot of things I really like about it. But again, like it could flush back to $2. I just don't. That's my thesis. Hope it makes sense. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Like I said, might be a play, but I'll probably sit it out. That was the one I bailed on earlier. I'm glad I did. I mean, I made like pennies on it, but there's something I didn't like about it. Getting a little flush here now. See it on I'm watching it on my phone now, but um, really like to see a pop here at 8:30. Unfortunately, I'm not in SPRC or AEHL, so I won't really benefit from a money rotation, but I would like to see if I can get over 4 figures before I wrap up this morning. That'd be nice. SPRC, I wonder if it's going to honor VWAP here. I don't want to get in that early, just in case it does rip back up to 330, 340. So I'm probably going to be patient with this one, but it could struggle here at VWAP. Well, I'm on the 1 minute on this one. But still, for the most part, it's struggling on the 5-minute VWAP as well. But I have some orders waiting. I love Alex. As soon as you ask about AMBR, it's flushing now. There we go. So SPRC is pushing up. So if it gets a little higher, I'll be looking to add to my position or add some shares. I'm playing it a little at VWAP. I entered small, and then no, I'm going to regret it though. Probably jumped into it too quick. But I have some more at 330 and 348. The 1 minute for before the PRs come out, I'm gonna go ahead and have my stock titans pulled up. I'm gonna watch it as it comes in. DDC posted some Bitcoin news a couple minutes ago. I assume it didn't do anything. No. Added a little bit more here at VWAP for SPRC. I'm gonna keep a tight stop on it though. If it starts pushing, I might trim and then just re-add it all at around 340. But since it's 8 o'clock, since it's about to be 8:30, some PRs are coming out. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of PRs. Well, not a bunch, but a few. AMZE discloses significant insider share purchase. That's a pretty clickbaity PR title. Let's see if it moves. Yeah. This one might be interesting. I might hold off on that one, but I'm just rooting for something to steal attention away. Oh, it's happening. Money's pushing away from SPRC. Look, we're getting a little flush. So see if we make the next leg down here. AREB has some news. Oh, look, it's running. AMZE. AREB. It's pushing a little bit. Good, 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 good. None of these I'm really interested in, but if it steals attention away from the play I'm in, that's a win. SPRC is still hanging on. I mean, it was a good add. I added around 321, but or 322 actually. But I would like to see if it makes this next move down, leg down here. That'd be nice. AMZE. It's not really running, but it's had a strong push. AREB, same story. It's like not really stealing attention away kind of move, but it's pushing a little bit. I would love to see it just breaking new highs, one of these, but they're kind of little duds right now. Let's see what AMZE does. If it pushes past 50 and starts running, I think there's a good chance SPRC flushes. There might be a play here. There's a little bit of congestion here at 50 cents too. Let me see how much they purchased. 335,000 shares? It's not that many when the ticker trades for 40 cents. Yeah, weak news. So I might actually trade this one. What did he buy it at? What price? I don't see it, but let's just say it was 40 cents where it's been trading at. 40 times 335, that's not that much. 40 cents times 335,000. Maybe about 134,000 worth. That's. Oh, here we go. SPRC. Let's go. Feel like it's on the brink of flushing, but still not. I'm still not 100% confident it's going to flush just because it's hung around so long. But I would like to see it happen. But if AMZE kept running, it probably would have. But neither one of these. See, like, this is our money rotation plays. We can't even depend on them. They're trash. So I might end up trimming some here at SPRC then. I mean, I caught this candle down, but I was really hoping for a little bit more. Watch me eat my words today. Watch SPRC be like the runner of the day now. As I said, Pat News is never the runner of the day. But if there's nothing else really still in attention, it could. But again, it's mostly for the float. People don't care about the news that much. But yeah, I trimmed half at 311, so I'm waiting to see if the rest flushes. Because my size is so small, I'm not gonna make that much on it, but I'm at 920 now on realize and up about 60 bucks. So I'm close to the grand, but I would like to see a little bit of a more of a flush here. I'll probably get out at $3. Here we go. Let's see. 3 even or something. Or like 302, 303 if it gets there. But I'm not confident it's going to flush, so. Yeah, no, it's how do you get excited over this news? But the float's pretty exciting though, so. It's not one of the ones where it's like it doesn't make sense. It makes sense why it's hanging around. Nothing else is moving. We saw the other PR pumps. They didn't do nothing. And sadly, this is the most relevant ticker right now, so it makes sense. But again, I would be very surprised if it gets bullish, but if it does, it's going to be based on the little float. Yeah, it doesn't sound like let me pull it up. I don't even know if I even looked up SPRC on AskEdgar. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that makes me like it more. Wow. Saw your comment, Alex. Yeah, this company's trash. Oh, it's Israeli though. I'm seeing SPRC, not Chinese. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this one. I could get out. It's starting to get down in the single digit threes, like 308, 307. But this company is garbage. Absolutely garbage. There we go. SPRC's diving now as AEH is going up. So I'm gonna add AEH if it gets a little bit closer to 4. Oh, look at SPRC's recovery. Bro, man, it gets so close to flushing it. Oh, I had an order waiting at 303. Dang. I kind of changed my mind. I was gonna, after doing due diligence on it, um, I was like, this might be a good one to hold. So 1,107 on the morning. So I'll take it. Fees shouldn't be too high. Um, nor commission. So that's a win for this slow market. I'll take it. AskEdgar changed up their Discord, so I'm having a hard time. They used to have something like I think it was the Pro, was it the Pro Gap? No, where I would like look up and it would give all the like little granular details about the company, but I'm having a hard time finding it now. AMZE is close to 50 cents now. Yeah, I would probably be. I know I usually stop. I might keep trading here a little bit. I'll see what if there's anything that presents itself. But AMZE, I saw you said MBOT. MBOT. Oh, it is pushing a little bit. What is this one? $126 market cap. Terrible company. Absolutely disaster of a company, though, even though its market cap is decent size. How much is it up? Oh, it's only up 9%. So yeah, if it pushes a little, I might be interested in this one, but I can't short something up 9%. AMZE is a little more appealing because I think the news is just, I mean, they released a PR that their, what was it, insider CEO something bought $100,000 worth. That's really not that impressive. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get an entry because probably a bunch of us shorts are waiting at 50 cents and it has all this congestion here at 48. It's popped and fell before 50 cents here recently. So I can't get in it unless it gets to 50 cents. So I don't think I'll probably get a position because I don't like love it that much to just stare at it and wait. Well, I mean, if it happens like right now, maybe, but like, but even it's not up that much, is it? Now that I look at, oh, it's 35. That's not bad. Problem is, it's so cheap. You'd have to catch a decent move on it, or you got to add a lot of size, a lot of shares. It looks like it's about to try. I have 4,000 locates waiting for it. Okay, so now I'm locating the. Oh Jesus, I did 40,000. I'm gonna end up missing it. Yep, now it fell below 50 cents. Dang it! I had too many zeros, so now I didn't get it. And you can't locate it until it gets over 50 cents again. Dang, dang, dang. I've made a few errors like that today. Here we go. Now it's over 50 cents. So I'm gonna try it here. I entered some shares, so we'll see what it does here. See if it keeps pushing. Added a decent, actually a decent initial size, and I got some more for backup. When I see weakness, when I see it's not going to keep running, maybe like a wick up or something, I might add some more. But in a couple thousand shares, and I have a couple thousand in the chamber if I need to use some more. It is share repurchase news, so if nobody reads the details, it might get pump, I guess. But overall, it's pretty weak. So we're at 52 cent. Wait, where's the... Was I looking at another ticker earlier? I'm a little confused right now. Oh, I was looking at the 5 minute earlier. That's what I was looking at. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, okay, cool. I'm back to where I... So we have this right here. So it was previously popped up to like 64 cents. Got a little something here at 55 cents. Okay, cool. Oh no, let's push all the way up to 55. So yeah, if it gets up to 55, I'll add the couple thousand more shares to it. Because I don't know where the top's going to be on this one, so I'm going to just kind of scale into it. But my win rate, like I've said numerous times, my win rate does go down a little bit after 8:30 and 9. So if it keeps pushing, I might bail on it at some point. But right now, like it's just, I actually like what I'm seeing. I added some here at 52 cents too. I like the wick up like that. I think it's going to struggle, but it is share repurchase news, so anything can happen. That is typically bullish. But I got some entries waiting. So I added a little at 52 cents, and I got some entries waiting at 54 and 55. I'm actually surprised it held over 50 cents. So you beast. Not compared to those, what was it? Discord, what was it, Monday? Where I put the 3,000 shares in the halt. That was like a 10K position. Thing flushed. I get ballsy during the day though. I get way more braver intraday. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not on live stream. I don't have all people. I know people aren't watching me, so I can get a little more. My toxic side comes out. Nobody's watching me, but I'm only in 4,000 shares on this one now. It's sounds like a lot, but it's only a 50-cent ticker, so it's only a 2K position really. I would love to add more size. I would like to see it wick up to 54, then I'd be in 6,000 shares because I got 2,000 waiting at 54 cents. Just got funded. Let's go. Let's go. Hopefully we'll not blow it this time. It's part of the game, bro. Risk management. When did it ended up happening to SPRC? I already forgot about it. Oh, wow. It is bouncing back. So I got out at 303. Huh. I wonder if I want to play VWAP here. I'm going to probably play VWAP again on this one. I actually added at 313, and then I'm going to add some more at 319. AMZE flushing a little bit. I might be quick because I'm already up about 80 bucks on this one now. So I'm going to trim some of my size down just to play it safe since I got up to. So now I'm only in 3,000 shares. So I want to see what it does, and I'll write out the rest. But I'm probably gonna be quick with profits with this one because there's just not much, moves on it. But I would like to see it push up to 54 cents to get a little more size, and then it flush. But I'm just gonna write out these 3,000, see what happens. But I did enter SPRC, so I'm gonna keep it pulled up too. So I'll put SPRC. No, not SPRC, AMZ. AMZ. There we go. I really am going to try to hold these 3,000 shares of AMZE and not just jump out super quick, but we'll see. Same thing with SPRC. I'm in it again at 313. Anthony, good. Yeah. I wasn't even looking at the comments. Let's see. Nice. Trade the pool. Yeah, I'll probably be here till market open at this point. Because I really don't think AMZE is going to fade quick either. But we're back to the 48 cents now. It is tempting just to completely get out here because now I'm up 80 something bucks, 90 bucks. So I'm going to trim a little. Y'all know I always lying to y'all, say I'm going to hold it. I try. So I only trimmed 1,000, still holding, but I mean, the farther it goes down, the more I want to trim. So but yeah, more playing this one for like play pretty small today because I really haven't seen a lot of setups I really, really love that high confidence. Because even SPRC, I deep down wanted to love this ticker to short, but the float was the kicker because the float can be the great equalizer. It could be the most trash company, the most trash news. Everything about it can be trash, but if the float is like under a million or a million, they can still take off. Yeah, we have a few people in the group that's funded a few of those accounts. I know, was it Joey? I don't know if you're on still, Joey. But he's funded a few since he's been in the group. All right, and then got payouts and stuff too. Carlos, I know you were trading some decent size on them. I don't know if you're still on. Are you still doing that? these tickers are slow movers, but I mean, I wasn't expecting either one of these to move at this point. There's so much volume in SPRC now that even though it's a low float, it's probably not going to move quickly until it like cracks 3 and closes below 3. Then it might flush quick, but I'm not really that surprised it's slow moving. The 313 ad was good so far. Let's see if it stays that way. The main reason I added a little early there was because of the 9. And again, like I've said before, when I see a really big green candle, every time, like, look at this. It's a perfect example. Good teaching moment. So why I like really intense green candles, because look, very intense green candle, the next one was red. And then we see a couple intense green candles, red. So this one was a pretty solid green candle. Now we're seeing red. So when I see these really sharp moves up like that, it is appealing to me, especially when it approaches like the 9 or close to VWAP or whatever. So I'm gonna hold on, see if it makes its next leg down. But it's respecting this level I drew. What was that level? This 298 level? Like it's wicked down to it 1, 2, 3 times. So that's gonna be the key to break 298 and hold, or 3 or whatever. What is this? So we'll see. But yeah, let me know if y'all see anything. .505 woodwork guitars. I assume you meant that wasn't for me. But all good. No, it's good. It's true though. Discipline's always kind of the issue. I'm pretty confident in fundamentals and technicals, and I can always improve for sure. But it's the discipline, the emotions. I think that's what separates the traders that like really have a successful career. But it's something I struggle with every day. In all aspects of my life, I need to be a little more disciplined, but it's the pursuit. You was away for a little bit. You still in AMZE? Alex, you got to stay here the whole time. That's the requirement if you ask. Yeah, I'm still at AMZE. I'm only in 2,000 shares, so got to trim some more at 47. I wish I'd added more size. I'm a little annoyed. I only entered, can you remember, 4 or 5K? But it's all good. There we go. AMZE made its next move down. So your boy's going to trim on this one because it just hit the 9. So now I'm only in 1,000 shares. Yeah, Alex, for sure. So we have the member, and I'm glad you brought up Discord. So the free trial's still going on this week. If you join this week, you get 7-day free trial. And I'm gonna be honest though, y'all know I try to be real with y'all. I lead cannabis dispensaries for a multi-state operator, and today is Green Wednesday, the biggest cannabis holiday. Black Friday is obviously Friday, and then we have Cyber Monday. So I have been a little distracted. So I haven't been participating a lot in the Discord, but the community's great. Learned a few things yesterday, so But yeah, there's a member resource section. I think you can try it, Alex. If not, I'll change the setting. I try to make it where y'all can tag and upload stuff, but just let me know if you can't. But yeah, this weekend, my little W2 world is chaos. So I've been pretty busy. But we got to plan our end of month call. I'll do a poll at some point today so we can vote on it to see what makes sense since it's around the holidays. And I have a few people I want to speak and share some things, so. Let me see, member resources. Yeah, it looks like you should be able to. When you add the plus, this says upload file. I imagine most files it'll accept. Yeah, for sure. That's kind of like y'all can do whatever in there. As long as it's, helpful. The long discords I'm in are only looking at AMBR. That's good to know, Ross. AMZE. Or what'd you say? AMBR. Yeah. That was the one from earlier, the earnings one. The one that I didn't really love. MBOT push back up, but it's still not up enough for me to really be interested. Dang, it's 9 o'clock. I didn't realize it. It's already past 9, so we're not going to get any distractions at 9 either. Man. Well, the fact that, I mean, again, if you're green, congrats, because short selling has an edge. We all know that. But one of the bigger edges in pre-market is money rotation. So we didn't even get to take advantage of that much today. So, but again, those are like perks when the market's a little warmer. In slow markets, when there's not much moving, there's less for money to rotate too. So, because people are not playing these PR pops like they have historically. Like, usually at 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, there's like at least 2, 3, 4, 5 pops sometimes you can decide to play, and like 4 of them fade. That game's a little different. That game is like, don't get caught in the one that's running. But it's good to master multiple markets, so hopefully you're learning something along the way. Good, Alex. Good deal. That's a win. Yeah, you're right, Ross. It's going to be a slow day. That's why I wanted to take advantage of it, though. Slow days are usually beneficial for shorts because things just don't hold momentum. SPRC, I might get what I want finally. Let's see. I want to take profit here because this is where it's been bouncing. I'm trying not to because if it flushes, it could get ugly. But anyways, betting Buddhist. Earlier on YouTube live stream, you checked out SPRC fundies on AskEdgar, and within a couple seconds, you said this company's trash. Just curious what you looked at that quickly that made you say that. So I got to get more oriented to how they changed up the Discord on AskEdgar because I'm a little confused, honestly. And I'm just gonna. So when I'm not replying to you right now, is since I am on live, I'll just talk to you. Hopefully you're on still, but yeah. So when I got to get a little adjusted to the Discord, but even if you pull up the AskEdgar website on SPRC, the first thing I look at is cash need. It's red, and I click it, and I see that they have only 2.3 months of cash left, and they burn that a quarter. So that means that they're going to have to raise some capital here soon. And they have a history. If you look at dilution history, they have a tendency to constantly dilute. I think they only had a couple employees and they had negative cash flow, which is expected for most of these. And if you click offer and availability, they had some things available. Yeah, they have looks like a shelf and some at the money, uh, some registered warrants and stuff. So just quick glance, I could tell that it was a pretty trash company. That's why I didn't like it. And then on the flip side, that's why I didn't like AMBR, and I'm glad I didn't. So pull up AMBR and look at their fundamentals, all green. I don't know if they're cash flow positive, which isn't really, I mean, it's good. Obviously, all companies want to be cash flow positive, but a lot of these are growing companies. So it's not always, your focus is not always the bottom line margin, putting money in the bank, it's growth, you know. So the fact that they're not cash flow positive doesn't really concern me too much. But if you pull up AMBR, you can see that it's all green and 250 market cap, 50 million. I don't know if that's accurate. I think that's a little high, but regardless, that's kind of my quick glance. Hopefully that helps. Yep, you got it. And during intraday, one of the reasons why I add more size usually is because I've had time to research these tickers. So like again, it goes back to the different playbooks. Like y'all see pre-market, a lot of people would watch this and be like, "This dude's insane, high risk. He's just jumping in." And occasionally, I'll miss that there's 80% institutional ownership. I'll miss, something that's key because I am jumping in quick. Like I'm making y'all see, I'll see it's up 50%. Then I secure locates. I look at one thing and I jump in. So that's why I don't add size. I'm trying to catch that initial flush as I build my thesis like I did with Amber. You know how I got out really quick, or AMBR? I don't know why I called it Amber, but it looks like Amber. Um, then when I built my thesis, I was like, hey, this isn't going to flush as clean as I think it will. And it didn't. So I got out. But intraday, I can like dig into the Discord because if if you're not big into fundamentals, just get the free AskEdgar. But there is some value to the paid Discord. I just got to orient myself to they changed up some things. So dig in and really see where the warrant prices are at. How much off, how much dilution do they have historically? When it pops and makes a similar move, how does it play out? What does the company do? Oh, every time it pops 80%, 50%, they drop an offering. Like these are things you have a little bit more time to dig into. So that's why I'll usually add more size during the day because I'm a little bit more confident in my position. Because when I'm getting in these quick, I would love to say I never miss anything, but I do all the time. So that's why I try to keep my size a little smaller. And again, so AMBR did draw this 282 level. I never thought it was going to get up here. What was that 282? Let's see. I feel like the chart looks weird. I don't. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so there's just a little. I don't think that's that strong of a level, honestly. I drew it because there's a few wicks down. I think. I think if it gets up to like this 3, like 40 level, 45 level is a little bit stronger. So I'll probably sit this one out. Looking pretty bullish because, like I said, after 9 o'clock, if they're breaking new highs, I just don't have as good of results with those. Data says that, so it has to be a really clean setup. Pops I'll sometimes play, but if they're breaking new highs like this going into market open, I don't love them. Bro, SPRC. I'm probably going to dip out though, because this has been a long live stream. So y'all know the game plan. I'm still in 1,000 shares of AMZE. And I'll just see how this plays out. Doesn't really, it's a $500 position, so it really doesn't matter at this point. But if it pushes to 54-ish again, I'll probably add some size. SPRC in pretty small with this one too, but I was hoping to catch that flush past 3. But honestly, it's 9:11 a.m. and it's still hanging around, so it might make a push at market open. So just FYI, if you hold it into market open, not financial advice, I'm not telling you what to do, but it is kind of the great equalizer. Bullish can turn bearish, bearish can turn bullish. So with its low float, it's something to be cautious of. But on that note, I'm probably going to dip out. Thank y'all for hanging in today, and hopefully I made a little money. So I will, in SPRC, I'll be keeping an eye on it. Looks like it's about to flush here, but if I don't, probably won't speak with most of y'all before the Thanksgiving. So have a great holiday, my friends, and thanks for tuning in as always. Appreciate it.